Hi, I'm Tina Thompson. Have you ever wondered what it feels like to save a person's life? What if I told you that you could be considered a hero by saving multiple lives in less than 10 minutes of your time? Would you do it? Although not everyone is enormously fond of being stuck with a needle, the minimal time that it takes to donate 1 pint of your blood could save the lives of at least 3 people at the same time. In a brief summary of my audience, I have found that 75% of you have never donated blood in the past. Through my research, I have found some pretty astounding information about why it is so vitally important for you to become a blood donor and the urgency of stopping our nation's blood supply shortage so that this precious gift will be available in the future for you and your loved ones. It has been reported for several years by numerous American organizations that are not only highly credible and well-known sources around the world, strictly devoting their time to save the lives of others, such as the American Red Cross, who constantly reminds the public that many people feel the receiving of blood a right when they are in need of a transfusion or blood components, but do not often consider the true significance and the responsibility for donating their own blood to help maintain the supplies for others who are in need. Today I am here to share with you what I have learned during my research about the importance of becoming a blood donor, so I can explain to you why you should donate, how you can help resolve our country's blood supply shortages, and how your donated blood can make a difference in saving the lives of others. Now that we have considered these points and have them in mind, let me share with you why you should become a regular donator. There are many extraordinary reasons of why you should become a blood donator. Donating blood is not only important because it saves lives, gives you the opportunity to learn your blood type, monitor your own health, but most importantly, there is no substitute for human blood. As stated by the American Red Cross, to meet the needs of patients, there must be over 6 million donations collected in a year. If only half of the people who donated blood regularly every year would donate a second time, blood shortages would not exist. Every year, more than 5 million people require blood transfusions or blood components to survive. Many of the areas in our community are in dire need of more blood than they are able to collect from their own community. The larger medical centers in our country transfuse more blood than is donated by the local residents near those facilities. Your blood donations are gifts to seriously ill patients, a gift with no commitments that require you to donate blood in return. When you take the time to donate your blood, you're not only helping who is unable to help themselves, but it is estimated that nearly everyone who reaches the age of 72 will need a transfusion at least once in their lives. Now that we have considered why it is important for you to become a blood donor, let's move to what I have learned from America's blood centers and the American Red Cross about how you can help resolve the blood supply shortages. Blood shortages would be eliminated if more healthy people would donate blood regularly. Roughly 60% of all Americans are eligible to donate their blood, but only 5% of those people who can do. Giving blood every 2 or 3 months will help increase blood supplies because donations are always needed, especially during the holidays and summer months. Over half of all Americans will be required to receive a blood-saving transfusion sometime in their lives. Every 2 seconds in this country alone, there is a person in dire need of blood to survive. Joining the National Blood Donor Registry is another way for you to stay involved. Remember to donate on a regular basis and when your donations are critically needed the most. There are several effective ways to get your community involved in donating blood and raising the awareness about blood shortages. Organizing a local blood drive in your community can help fulfill the missions to ensure the availability of a safe and reliable blood supply for your community. Hosting a blood drive is not only a way for you to give back to your community, but also to raise the level of awareness in your community so the people in your community can assist you in resolving the blood shortages. If you're unable to become a donor due to your age, weight, or medical restrictions, you can get involved in several other ways, such as volunteering part of your time to your local blood center to help conduct blood drives or encourage others to become donors as well. Making monetary donations can also help your local organizations purchase medical supplies needed to continue collecting blood donations, and it is an immense alternative to helping your community if you're unable to become a donor or volunteer your services. Next, let me share with you a few facts that I have learned from the American Heart Association and the American Cancer Society about blood transfusions and blood components helping save the lives of so many. Millions of people have their lives saved each year with the help of blood transfusions donated by their fellow Americans. Transfusions of blood products temporarily replace certain parts of a person's blood when their body is unable to make their own blood normally, or they have lost large masses of blood through excessive bleeding. During a blood transfusion or receiving blood components, a person either receives whole blood or parts of blood, such as red blood cells, platelets, or plasma, depending on the specific needs of the patient. The transfusion of blood and its components are becoming increasingly common for people of all ages and for a wide variety of medical purposes, since 1 in 7 people who are admitted into the hospital today require some form of blood. The most common situations that require patients to receive blood transfusions are accident victims, cancer patients, hemophiliacs, and surgery patients. Accident victims and surgery patients are helped by blood donors mainly through the receiving of whole blood products due to losing large amounts of blood from excessive bleeding. Cancer patients are highly susceptible to developing anemia from the disease itself, requiring the patient to rely on donated blood to replace lost blood cells and platelets. Hemophiliacs largely depend on blood that is donated because of a lack of proteins found in their blood that aids the clotting process. So they need transfusions of a blood component called plasma to avoid freely bleeding. Finally, I have spoken with you about the information on becoming a blood donor, our country's blood supply shortages, and how donating blood does make a difference. In conclusion, we have seen that there are many extraordinary reasons of why you need to become a blood donor. Blood shortages would be eliminated if more healthy people would donate their blood regularly, and millions of people have their lives saved each year with the help of blood transfusions. We also have learned how tremendous this growing situation truly is in America today, and what you can do to help resolve the supply shortages of blood products, so that people in America who are ill can continue receiving the special gift of blood, because our country's blood supply is only achievable from caring donors like you. When you become a regular blood donor, you give a person who is terminally ill not only the chance to live another day, laugh one more time, but also the opportunity to embrace their loved ones for what could be their last moments together. In closing, I would like you to take a few moments to wholeheartedly think about what you would do if it was yourself or your loved one who was critically ill and in need of a blood transfusion. Now, think about how much this situation would impact your entire family, with hurt to lose that person. With keeping your loved one close in your thoughts, I would like you to please remember that the love you feel for that person in your mind right now is the love that is felt by the family members of the people who are in critical need of blood transfusions to live, laugh, and love another day. So please, I urge you to do what is right. Become a regular blood donor, because it is not just blood anymore. It is a gift, the gift of life that only you can share. Thank you.